baby.
Puppy's on prep.
Gotta lose this.
How old is she?
She's 4. That head.
She's seriously jacked.
Oh, she
like
is.
she watched Jeff Nipper's neck science video. Prep update. So it's been a little while since we did one of these videos, and really giving you guys, this is gonna be just a straight raw update. No training footage, no vlogging, nothing. Him and I talking about how prep is going. At the time of this video, we have about 9.5 weeks left. And I want him to share how he's been feeling, because there's been some, I guess, you've been discouraged on a couple of days, looking at the scale, all that kind of shit, so.
I was pretty excited because I was consistently going down in weight, new lows nearly every day, and then I got down to 190.
194.
4.4.
Yeah.
And then right after I had 194.4, I went right back up to mid 196s, and I stayed there for like a few days in a row. And I was really discouraged, and I was just upset, and like almost didn't feel like what I was doing was working. But
So you doubted me? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's what happens, is you end up entering like a self-doubt phase because you rely on the scale so much. But he felt leaner, and there were days where he looked leaner, but his mind was still on that scale number because it wasn't going down consistently. It went down to 194. 196 was yesterday, right?
196.
196 point. 196 even.
Yeah.
So that was yesterday, and he had texted me in the morning saying, what were your exact words? I'm fucking pissed. Why is this not working?
Pretty much.
So I knew he was in his head, because he called me at around 7:30 in the morning, probably right after he stepped off the scale. And that's something that every single competitor goes through. It doesn't matter if you're 12 weeks out or if you're 2 weeks out. Things are gonna get to you. You're never gonna feel good enough. You're never gonna feel ready enough. So when he looks in the mirror, what he sees is completely different from what I see. So that's why it's really important to have other people looking at your physique, or having a coach if you plan on competing. But what did I tell you? I said the weight's gonna go down. That was yesterday, 196. You came in today, you said you hit a new low weigh-in of
194.5.
So there's a pound and a half right there. So he didn't, it's not that it's fat that's going up and down. He's not gaining body fat. It's glycogen retention, it's water, it's sodium, it's bloating, it's your stress, your sleep. All of these things are factors that factor into what your weigh-in is going to be. So that's why it's important to make sure you're taking progress pictures. You can take measurements. There's so many different ways to track progress. And it's also why we do a weigh-in every single morning. So he has a spreadsheet. Every day he weighs himself. Every 7 days we get the average, and we go off of that along with the photos and everything. So what else as far as appetite? Because we had to talk about flexible dieting and some like snack foods and shit like that.
My appetite is really, really high, and there have been days where I'm not overly flexible with what I eat. I follow a bro diet, but within my macros, and when I do that, my appetite obviously isn't as bad as when I have, you know, I snack on some sweets or something to, you know, because they fit in my macros, but it really just screws me for the rest of the day, and I'm pissed off because I'm hungry and tired because I'm not getting the right energy out of it. It's just sugars, and yeah.
What, just be honest, what happened the other day when we were training and you got hungry, so you grabbed this shit happens, guys.
I grabbed some Sour Patch Kids. Some turned into like a couple servings, and one serving's like 32 carbs. So I pretty much ate a third of my day's worth of carbs in 10 minutes. Just freaking Sour Patch Kids candy.
And then what ends up happening is you got even more pissed that you did that.
Yeah.
You know, it was like 12 o'clock. His carbs were like smashed for the day. And like we're laughing about it now, but at the time, that's the shit that happens when you're overly flexible. Like I love flexible dieting. You get to not place so many restrictions on the food you eat, but when you're dieting for a show or you're doing contest prep, you need to make sure you're fueling yourself and you're staying full, you're staying satisfied, and you're fueling performance. So 20 or 30 grams of carbs from Sour Patch Kids is going to be different than eating a whole food source.
Or 60 grams.
Or 60 grams of carbs from Sour Patch Kids. But it happens, and I guess you could say you learn from your mistakes. I'm not saying that that's a mistake. People do that, but it's the problem with flexible dieting, and people are just way too flexible, and they end up sabotaging their diet sometimes because not everyone has self-control. There are certain trigger foods that can, if you keep them around your house, I'm not saying throw away all the junk food in your house, but what happens is if it's in your house, you're gonna be a lot more tempted than if it's not there. So I know you've been eating a lot better. Not that your diet was ever bad, like you snack on stuff here and there, but
no, but if I was to start the day, like I normally like to hold off on eating, just like almost an intermittent fast, but not really, just because it helps me, you know, save my food for later in the day when I'm actually like really craving things, really hungry. But when I would like allow myself to be flexible, I'd be like, oh, you know, let me have a cookie, and any sweet is such a trigger food for me. So one cookie turns into 3, and I think to myself, oh wow, 3 cookies, that's maybe like 28 carbs, that's not too bad. But the other day, the only thing I had in the morning was egg whites with fat-free cheese, and I had like, I don't know, it was like maybe 4 carb and 40 protein crushed, and I was pretty full, and it held me over for a while compared to, you know, having 28 carb and being starving, and that makes you want to eat more and more, and you're just craving that sweets, and you just have to be smart with what you eat and when you eat it.
Yep. And the other thing we did was, so we lowered his macros slightly. We also included a bit more cardio as well as a refeed day. So refeed days tend to get more important as you get deeper into prep and as you get leaner. There are so many benefits to refeeds. I've done a full video all about them, but essentially for him, we've talked about this a million times, but the fact that he's already lost a lot of weight, his body's going to fight him really damn hard. So 9.5 weeks, soon enough we're gonna be 3 weeks out. So I want him to be ready ahead of time, and we're gonna just get a lot more aggressive. So with the cardio, with lowering the macros, and then by implementing that refeed, that can help him out a little bit. And it's also something to look forward to. So I asked him, this is another thing, if you're a coach, you're looking to be a coach, or you're working with a coach, make sure you guys are talking about what the client's preference is also. Because if I just told him, all right, low carb every single day and then do a refeed, but he would prefer maybe carb cycling or calorie cycling, and that's gonna help him stick to the plan and feel better and perform better, then we'll do that. So I gave him the option, and he was cool with having the carbs a bit lower, having the one big refeed day, and we'll see how his body responds to that. And then maybe as we get deeper in, you might feel better on like 2 low days, a medium day, and then a high day. So you're kind of, because on days maybe where you don't train or you're not as active, you just don't need as many calories. But like I said, from this video, we have 9.5 weeks to get him in stage ready condition. We're gonna do it. Shit's gonna get aggressive, and I just like being able to have him be transparent and let you guys know exactly what it is. Most people would not admit to eating 60 grams of carbs with Sour Patch Kids, but it's things that people need to hear, especially if someone's looking to compete. So we're gonna keep kicking ass. Good shit. Shay, say bye.